Right. Audible? Oh. So, right, very good morning, all of you. Warm welcome for today's current affairs session, okay, the weekend current affairs session. So, before going ahead, any doubts, clarifications of previous sessions? Hmm. So, online tourists, Bhavani joined. Good morning. Right, no doubts. Now, so this week, the major aspects. So, they want to undo what we call the colonial mindset because it's the British who ruled India for a long time. And in the process, they made innumerable laws. Though the British left India, still we are continuing those legislations, perhaps with minor changes. So at one point, there's a critical that why we need any act that is before 1947. Can't we make ourselves? Can't we come out from that dependency? So finally, a process initiated, especially regarding this criminal laws, the law of crimes. Maybe in the course of time, other two may. Like one more thing left out is Indian Contract Act. That is also 1860s, right? So now the parliament passed. So previously we discussed this. So when they introduced it, once the bill introduced before, it was referred to the select committee. Then after due deliberations, at one point it was withdrawn, then again reintroduced. So let us quickly dealt with those things. What are the very, very important aspects of this? So when you take talking about IPC, Indian Penal Code, 1860. Now this word itself we are not using. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So in a way, we call this, right, BNS. Okay. And here the quick recollection also. The recent government, instead of using the word India, they try to use the word Bharat. So India, that is Bharat, the constitution permitted, right? Which article talking about India, that is Bharat? Very first, right? The nomenclature is there. So India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. So once the opposition parties perhaps come up with India, though is an alliance, I and different abbreviation, but still the government perhaps thought of using the word Bharat rather than India. So in this also all India name they use this Bharat. And of course when it says penal code, the punishment related, the finally what for? To get justice. So directly the word nyaya. So that is important rather than just a punishment. Punishment is a negative word. A justice, the nyaya is a positive word. Let us use this positive rather than the thing, isn't it? So with all deliberations that was done. Then the second one, CRPC. Okay, this is simply called Criminal Procedure Code. Small R, generally they'll write it, right? Criminal Procedure Code. Though is also the British era. Later, some changes was done. Because of that, it became 1973. Now again, Bharatiya, it came it up. So Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. So Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. Here BNS, BNSS. The word itself is very clear when the procedure, okay, they are making up. IPC, when you're talking about the penal, if something, a crime done, what the punishment for each and every crime? Procedure is how to go ahead. Okay. At one point, they thought of only one instead of two. But again, they feel, okay, let it be so. So, what the meaning of particular crime? So, if you call this hate crime, if you made it up, because the recent word that is very much and inculcated here, what it means? Terrorism, what it means. So, every word was in detail explained. And if somebody has done that, then how to take him to the court of law. Then what is the process of delivering justice in the way. So everything was mentioned here. And finally, because for everything you required an evidence, which is called Indian Evidence Act. Now this the evidence as it is word, the Saksha, right? Finally, you required that. So Bharatiya Saksha, proof is essential. Again, innumerable things was added here. Here, of course, when you use the word here, the second, already the bill was introduced. Now it was reintroduced, right? Withdrawn, reintroduced. Whenever the changes was made in the part, so that is a symbolic aspect. Then let us quickly look into these things. When evidence related, forensics now become a compulsory. Whatever be the offenses, that is with the punishment of 7 years or more. What is forensics? Mhm. What are the proof evidences we will get there? Hmm? Is it your fingerprint or somebody's? Is it your writing or somebody's? Doesn't it? So even the very basics onwards, it is concerned. It become essential. Okay. Because one of the concept is that innocent person should not be punished. Okay. They are here and there. You are finding the false allegations. Okay. They are concocting some evidences. So the people definitely suffered because of that. So to save these innocent persons, certain steps was taken, and one of the very crucial step is this. So that in tune with this, all necessary infrastructure and everything has to be created. Then when come to the woman, the very concerned, they use the word the zero tolerance come what may. Right? So recently when it's issues has the rape, the gang rapes, rape and murder, all those things, the punishment now wanted to make it so stringent that it should be lifetime punishment. So when you use the word lifetime, previously it is 14 years, later it is increased to 20 years. Now they are continuing with this 20 years. Similarly, in case of it is also possibility is of death penalty as well. In cases involving girls under 18 years of age, even the death penalty assigned. So come what may, you can't what do you call give any sort of exceptions, excuses vis-a-vis with the crimes against the woman. That's what the major steps was taken. So the more of punishment now, like previously Nirbhaya Act, for example. Okay, it's also in the like this. We have previous acts, but still now they are become more and more stringent. And recently, this word become very thing is concerned mob lynching. Previously, it is not at all there in the IPC, APPSC. So to want to address this issue, what is mob lynching? What is the meaning of it? Hmm? Hmm? What it means? Mob the people. Something. Hmm? Have you heard the word or not? Hmm? That's also very important. So advisable to cross check, because any of the Google Mata is there. If necessary, get in and see that certain words which you are not aware, get into that, because it is not a new word, but only now it is introduced in the penal system, isn't it? Hmm? Any examples of recent mob lynching? Hmm? Hmm? Previously we discussed this in the last sessions. Hmm? Try to recollect quickly. So here what's happening is, why I'm saying is, a clue was given here. Okay, so a new provision added for murders committed on the basis of. So what is the basis here? The breed, the caste, community, etc., etc. Right? So if you are killing the persons on this ground, that too, there's a group of people, when this mob, right? The group of people in one form or other attack the another group, attacking. For example, you are seeing riots, Hindu Muslim riots, upper caste, lower caste, okay? The group of people killing the others, or destroying the properties of others, or attacking persons, killing anything, right? So there is a possibility of conspiration, maybe two or more persons, or five or more. So liability is essential, both the joint liability as well as the constructive liability. Previously, they used to book under those things. Now, once they named it specifically, because it's become the new and peculiar phenomenon in India, and caste is a peculiar phenomenon happening in Hinduism, then upper, lower. In spite of so many years, still the division is going on, and people are fighting on those ground, unfortunately. So to address that issue become essential. Similarly, now and then things are happening on religion, comparatively better. Once upon a time on religious issues more. Now they are minimum. So even those should not be there. So on these grounds, if any group of people attack the others, that need to be addressed and punished. So that is up to life term or death penalty also there. So wanted to take it very seriously. Most of the crimes, what happens is a personal vengeance, one to one. But here it is not the case, isn't it? So the grounds which the Indian Constitution already prohibited or abolished, but still you are going ahead. So they want to address it very seriously on this one. Similarly, we have innumerable laws to address the terrorism, but the specific word, the terrorism is not there, either IPCS people. Though we have separate acts, TADA once upon a time, Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Act. Then later, now it was renamed as UPA, right? Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Still now, why don't you address directly? So who is a terrorist? Without you defining, difficult to punish. So started giving the meaning to this terrorism. They defined for the first time. That's what we call this. Okay, this one BNS, and specifically use the word the punishment. Of course, as usual, the UPA and all the things will come into the fore now. Similarly, when it comes to the issue, now that the digital era is there, electronic devices usage is significant and very required also. So how to handle all this sort of equipment become an issue, and that was addressed here. So the courts itself equipped with the digital infrastructure. Regarding investigation, trial, everything will be now recorded. Okay. They started giving it up. Even this is also one of the protection for the innocents. If immediately police came for searching, let you record, isn't it? If not record, anything may happen in any part of it. You just record for each and everything. Previously, it is not there. Okay. Even there are occasions the photos, videograph are not accepted by the court at all as an evidence. Somebody has to say, okay, individual witness. But now this is permitted. Of course, conditions are there. Accordingly, you have to do this. So that what is called technology has to be used both in the search as well as the seizure. So now electronic or any other form of digital record, maybe what this is concerned, is considered as the document. Need not be a person with, as a witness or the paper documented. This is another a crucial change. Then when it comes to the victims, where you are going to take the statement, can the victim has to come to the police station, or the police, if necessary, has to go to the victim? So before it's not the case. Whoever this, once you step in the police station, then only they will address. Police never come to. But here, they said victim statement can be recorded, even the house itself. But of course, especially when come to the woman, any atrocities against women, all those things specifically wanted to address this one. Then the magistrate, the judicial magistrate will record the statement in cases of sexual violence. This is very important again. Only judicial magistrate. So not by a normal police or an inspector, it is concerned. Then to speed up the system, steps was taken For everything, a deadlines was given. Even the fast track code, they wanted to encourage more on this word. And sedition completely removed. Now it is not at all appearing in the word. And most of the cases, wherever the death penalty is there, they convert it to life. In the rarest of the rare cases, that too against women, only the death penalty in a way. It's not present everywhere else. So, to make it simple, when previously section 124A is talking about this edition, now that it has done away with, in a different format, it is there now. Okay. So, section 152 and 124 is on BNS is only regarding acid attack now, not of sedition. So hitherto use the word 124. 124 means a sedition. Now entire section changed. Okay. So there is renumbered in a way otherwise called. Now it's a renumbered thing. Completely old. As done away with. For example, previously whenever you call somebody, no, 420, okay, you said 420, what is the 420? Whoever be the cheater. Now this you can't call now 420, and that section is not at all there. Now it is 318. Okay. Okay, that related. Any 318 is dealing with the cheating and other issues. So it is not at all that is the 420 is not mentioned at all. Okay, that's what when sections get renumbered, right? Now it lost its what we may say this, okay, a commonality, okay, regularly using this word. Then similarly, section 144 imposed. Whenever the elections and everything recently also we said in number of places. What do you mean by section 144 imposed? Group meeting should not be there. Okay. So one or two, all right. Once it is more, not permitted. Especially 5 or more, it will not be permitted. Considered as unlawful assembly. So if the gathering is there, disperse. Otherwise, needs to be there. Now that is also not going to be there. Okay. So now that was renumbered. I mean, come under this 189. Then 498 is another regularly used by the women against their in-laws, husband. Eh? Still, okay, to marry, I believe. Okay, okay, right. So now that section also changed. So maybe a burden for the lawyers to remember the new sections, as well as the police to book it under this. So they can't now do that. So they are learning, they have to relearn now everything. Similarly, 376, all the when the rape realizes. Here now it comes under 6.3 rather than anything is concerned. So 376 is not at all there in the BNS. The specific section, not of the rape section, is not there. Similarly, murder, attempt to murder, these two as done away with. Now the new sections 101, 109. So either to 101, immediately we recollect only or siren, okay, the health related, okay, arogya, what is it? What is that van called? Hmm? One not one once it dialed directly to the control room. Okay. So immediately, whatever be the issues, that will be addressed. So now we have to relearn those things. So finally, is a challenging for the policemen, for the advocates. Okay, of course, for the common man, it doesn't matter, right? Only the issue is the issue. And for us also, being the competitive, we don't know what sort of questions appeared, which will not. Okay, and which section now renumbered, what the new number of that 420 or new number of 301, like this, who knows? Okay, to create like, so like this, the few issues have been there. And here, as we said, this 124 acid attack, previously it is not at all there in the IPC or CRPC. Now it was added in a way. Similarly, when you are hurting the religious feeling sentiments of others, again 302 come into the form. So specifically mentioned, because finally India is a secular. So when it's secular, one of the aspect is that individual is having freedom to preach, practice, or the one three words. Okay. Hmm? So profess, practice, and propagate. Okay, profess, practice, propagate any religion of the choice. Profess implies adopting any religion of your choice, or no religion at all. Choice is yours. Practice customs and traditions associated with this. Propagate your campaigning. Okay, and learning in another. Okay, so last time we have this issues of love jihad, hijab, all the way. So addressing these issues also important. Apart from that, the India one get divided on religious grounds. So the moment India get born, we started fighting on religious issues. So India Pakistan become a natural enemies. So the Hindus and Muslims, without of anything else. Emotions and passions arouse whenever these issues are a part is concerned. And it's more politicized. So to address this issue become very crucial. Because in a democracy is nothing but an hospitality of different interests. You have the freedom. So democratic secularism ours is our choice, isn't it? So you can't question the others' practices, isn't it? They like it, they do this. Okay, live and let live is the concept. So in any format, especially social media, now and then these emotions are arousing, and even on social media, the fightings are on. Okay, a digital platform, the related. So to discourage all sort of the things that was done. Similarly, the snatching and everything that will become another thing which was not there previously. So now that got the steps. Then inducing the person to believe they will face divine displeasure. So here some sort of a threatening on the basis of power of God, isn't it? So we don't know the God is existing or not. but still believe. But immediately, if personal beliefs, no part. If somebody misuse, abuse, there the problem arises. Okay. Even no, when the childhood is the child, when the mother are feeding something else, or if somebody says something wrong or done something, immediately says God is there to punish. Okay. So one form or the another, they will make use of thing. Okay. If it is for the betterment or to correct, you do not have any problem. But you will get the blessings of the God only if you do that. Otherwise, it's nothing but a threatening. And most of the things done by the so-called or self-declared Babas now, isn't it? And whatever name you call it, unfortunately, in every religion it is there. Okay, Hindus we will call the Baba self-declared. Then again, Muslims they have own, Christians they have own, and like this. Okay, the few self-declared people are coming it out and inducing the people towards that. So in that process, they don't know what they are doing. Even the few people who are losing the not only the money, even the lives also. Okay, sacrificing the another individuals. So to avoid all those sort of things, this specific section was used. Then, okay, this is a general the word exploitation of a trafficked persons, voluntarily causing her to export confessions. So these are all additional things added which was not present before. Okay. Then there are certain first things. Okay, has to keep in mind. There is a trial in absentia. So physical presence of the person is essential. Can't it be done without the physical presence? Isn't it? Yes, now it's permitted. Previously, it is not. Come what may, you have to physically present in the court of law. If at all not possible, you have to take the exemptions. Or now, like recent Chandrababu Naidu on the video conference, okay? Now that online and everything, at least something. So, what's the need? Even the absence, it should be done. Okay, so with that intention, it is. Then regarding small cases, what is the punishment up to 3 years? Okay, as I so believe that around 40% of the cases are of small cases. Summary trial, the quick it is. What is the need for looking in depth, in detail, dragging on for years on small issues? Let us quickly. Already we have Lok Adalats. One of the purpose of Lok Adalat is closing these small petty cases, right? So by talking to each other, do that. Now the question is, what is the need for that? Even go to Lok Adalat. Why don't you close it at the beginning itself? So with that intention, yes, the provision was given. Then this videography now compulsory for certain things. That what already we said, no, regarding search and seizure, it is a must. And charge sheet related, now the time was fixed for the police. Within 90 days, it should be done. Okay, a time limit they kept it. Then when it comes to the bail, so bail is a right or not is also a question mark. Now and then certain issues. But if the first time offender, okay, first time he committed the crime or thing is concerned, so once he finished one third of his term, then he will be entitled or he is entitled to get the bail on this one. Okay, so that's what another a convenient provision was given to the convicted person. Then a prosecution against the civil servant or the police officer, either the civil servant or the police officer, that has to be again a deadline of 120 days was given. Okay. Then, as we said already, this forensic experts in all the cases, offenses punishable with imprisonment 7 years or more, it is a must. So these are the first times we added. Okay, the quick recollection of those things. So that is the major issues. Any doubts on this? So I want to make it summary rather than each and everything. And two more things also. Though when it comes to the mercy petitions, also it was addressed. Once the court convicted the person, the president as well as the governor, they have the power of pardoning. Can it be challenged in the court? Even after, for example, president pardon, governor pardon, or reproves, reduce the sentence, everything out there. Can it be challenged in the court? The specific provision is not mentioned right now. So now in this BNS, it came very clearly it's out of question. Once the president or the governor, for that matter, pardon, it can't be challenged. Okay, whatever the mercy part is concerned, they can't be challenged. So that itself is final now. Can you quickly tell me under which article the President of India can pardon and all the things? 72, very good. So it is now non-appealable. So the wording that you have to keep in mind. Similarly, when the punishment process, it is a term called community service. It was added now. Instead of only jail term or only money, let you serve the people. Okay. Previously, now and then used to be done by the police. For example, if somebody was caught in a drunken drive or anything is concerned, they're asked to or very rash driving, all those things. They were made to be in the what you call traffic, and they used to manage the traffic all the way, or the cleaning part, like this different part. And recently, an IAS officer, I believe, for not adhering to the directives of the court, for one day they were forced to some sort of a community service. So like the already now and then the courts are doing. Now it become a regular phenomenon and added in the issues. But when the community service is there, will it be paid or not paid? Hmm? It shall be paid or not paid. So if he is in jail working something, he will be paid. Okay, it's a must, because the labor that we treat as a labor, and he will be paid. Here, community service will be paid or not paid? Service, right? Service itself is not paid. especially now, apart from the general criminals, those government servants, if they are not appeared before the court as directed, previously they used to do now and then court, but now it is a must. They have to do the community service. So with that, they have to be ready. Then only it will be happen. Then, if you destroy the public property, then there is a widespread loss, right? Recently, what is that? Big Boss related, right? Finally, the property was debated, both the public and the private property. So, now the new bill is addressing this sort of issues. This is what we call organized crime. Now he was booked under this. Of course, Article 20 is protecting the person from protecting the convicts. From where? From what? Double jeopardy, you can't be punished more than once for single offense. Then no retro. Once the law is made today, implemented, then only it will apply. Now this big boss team, it won't be applied, right? But still, it will be punished under different sections. Okay. But in future, it is not the case. You can't do this sort of things now. Even if any illegal activity done by syndicates, that's also was addressed here, considered as organized crime. When syndicates, this land mafia, sand mafia, and Telangana new concept came, no? What is this? Wine shops link up with wine shop. What is this? What they are called? Unauthorized selling of no belt shops. They are nothing but right, nothing but unorganized, syndicates. Rarely you will find absence of syndicate. Now, of course, it's finally it has done away. All this sort of things it will be there. Okay. Then few more. When it comes to the hate crimes, this is what mob lynching, all the considered as the hate crimes. So attract the death penalty depending on the severity of the issue, right? Okay. Then anything we missed, very important. So when you say that the summary trial, one simple thing you have to keep in mind is when you say no, every time the case adjourned, postponed, right? So it should not be done more than 2 times. That's what the summary trial means. Within 2-3 times, it should be over. Can now FIR? What is FIR? Can it be done by electronic FIR? Hmm? Now it is. Okay, even that electronic FIR can do this. Then the new offenses introduce all this snatching, organized crime, terrorist act, even petty organized crime, hit and run also. Right? Hit and run issues are there. Now that wording also introduced apart from mob lynching. And if you are hiring a child to commit a crime, previously it is not there. Now, to protect the children, even the specific word is used, hiring child to commit an offense. Can you give an example which is the thing it is concerned and movie that become an organized crime? Begging that is. So most of thing is an organized crime. So that sort of issues also be there. Then similarly now the fake news become an order, right? So address this fake news become very important. So any publication of false or fake news now punishable. Apart from others, right? Act endangering all those things. One more thing I not mentioned before: suicide, attempt to commit a suicide. That attempt to commit suicide is also now done away with. Okay, so attempt to commit suicide, because previously it is in the IPC. So if you commit a suicide, already dead, no issue. By mistake, you survived. Okay, the police used to come and arrest you putting this. What is this nonsense? Okay, and Justice Subhash Chandra Reddy garu of then Andhra Pradesh, he came up during 80s itself. What is it inhuman? So the first time he addressed the issue and striken off. Later Supreme Court also upheld that. But the section is there even today. Though the court says address in a different way. Now counsel him them. So what is the thing? If possible, help them out rather than putting in jail. And though the courts are very much positive in that way and doing it, but that section 308 is still there. Now they have done away with the issue completely. Okay. Then even the child, who is a child specifically given the meaning, and gender related, yeah, this I have forgotten. Transgender, now they included another word. That's also included. And even offenses for women and child, the special chapter itself is there. Yeah. So these are the few issues. So take note of it. This all the way, right? Then come to the next one. Unfortunately, right? They said democracy in dilemma. Okay. And all these bills was passed after sending out the entire opposition. So no discussion on this. And maybe I don't know how far I can attempt it, compare it, compared to Telangana now, the Revant Reddy led government. One word I heard it is concerned, there's no question of suspensions. You have to be there and listen everything. And in this, right, listen to all the thing is concerned, there is never ever any even attempt to suspend the opposition member. Though here and there emotions and passions aroused and some minor disturbances, though we don't have unfortunately no major. But the word from the government is very clear. No question of suspension. So healthy debate is an order of democracy, right? As I said already, democracy is an hospitality of different interests. Dissent is a right in a democracy. So how can you put it in? So instead of you addressing, you are silencing. How far it is right? How far it is democratic? That is what all the newspapers and they use the word democracy in dilemma now. What is democracy? What is not democracy? How you will interpret all those things. So who has the power to suspend? Is it suspension amount to disqualification? And what grounds it will be they will be suspended? Hmm? And what are the consequences of suspension? Hmm? No voting at all. Can they issue notice? Finally, right? They are suspended. They are no more the members. Still suspension revoked. So whatever be the privileges they will get, they will not avail, including their daily allowances. They will not get at all, isn't it? So the speaker, the chair, right? The speaker, how they're the chairman, they can do that. So is nothing to do with the president, nothing to do with the election commission. Disqualification is different. Here is a temporary suspension. The word is itself is temporary. Even suspended for a week, suspended for a month, next day it can be revoked also. There's no need for the issues. That can also be done. And one more, they made it is like this, okay? In Indian Express carried this. 25% of India has been silenced by 141 members. Okay? 25% of India. That means when you calculate it, 97 MPs from Lok Sabha, 46 from Rajya Sabha, when they suspended, right? They represent 19 crore people. Okay, 15 crore for Lok Sabha, 19 here. So together, 34 crores of the people. That's what almost all 25%. That's all statistics. Okay, how we will interpret the statistics? That's the most important thing. Okay, so it's not just an MP, because an MP represents the people. That means you are silencing so many voices and passed all these bills. Is it a deliberate attempt? Is also a question. Then, of course, one more thing in this case is concerned, the TN minister convicted faces now disqualification. Whenever the conviction happen, that means yes, court finalized the sentence. He has done illegal thing or committed a crime. Finally, it was proved. Then we call the convicted, and that led to disqualification as a member of the house. So previously too, Rahul Gandhi regarding defamation. Once they get convicted for 2 years, then 2 years or more, if a person get convicted, he will lose his membership. He will be disqualified as a member. So now the Tamil Nadu ministers also got this issue. So Tamil Nadu Higher Education Minister Pumodi, how the thing is concerned. Okay. Then one more thing, hijab issue again came up. Now the present Karnataka government, headed by Siddaramaiah, They said this hijab ban will be lifted now. So previously, as per the norm of new education policy, everything Karnataka government came up with. Uniform means uniform, nothing extra, nothing less. Then there's an issue. People came on street, fight each other. Right? Anarchy prevailed for some time. Nearly 2 weeks or so, all schools, education institutions closed. Then Karnataka High Court came up with a concept called essential practice or not. Finally, Karnataka High Court of the opinion is not essential practice. So Karnataka law is valid. When it comes to the Supreme Court, what the Supreme Court said on hijab issue? Supreme Court, it went to the division bench of Supreme Court. One judge said one thing, another judge said another. That is, one judge upheld the High Court judgment, another said no. So there is not treated as a judgment. Now refer to the bigger bench, the constitutional bench. That constitutional bench had to constitute, though it was not constituted at all so far. Because sometimes the courts of the opinion that if you take up this sort of sensitive issues, okay, because emotional issues, anything may happen. So they will take time till it will get subsidized. Then later deliver the judgments. Now that change of government in Karnataka, a new government says it is up to them. And Siddaramaiah used the wonderful analogy. He said, you compare this, you are wearing pant and shirt, I am wearing dhoti and it's my choice. Right? So different CMs wear different things. So similarly, others. So this analogy, right? Comparison in support of their arguments. Always be there. Absolutely right. They are at liberty. If they wish, they will. Who are you to restrict? So he has given a new meaning to the freedom in a way. Isn't it? It is nothing but absolute freedom. A choice. Otherwise called Article 21, personal liberty. What to wear, what not to wear is your choice. Who are you to restrict? Isn't it? So now they are planning that. So the quick recollection of all the issues is essential. Then one more thing has to be cautious. Delhi High Court imposed 10 lakhs cost on father of a minor student for availing EWS benefits by misrepresentation of facts. So economically weaker section. A certificate will be issued by an MRO, right? And I think I told you number of times, right? Now it was used by everybody, isn't it? Certificate is essential. So once you misrepresenting, you're not at it is. I think I told you the number of examples are there. So by doing so, you are depriving the real beneficiary. Okay, the very purpose of giving the benefit to the economically weaker section get defeated by misuse by somebody. And here, when the child, right, when he may be innocent, because law will consider it once you are a minor, everything will be done by the parent. So there is no provision in the reservation section. If it is misuse or abuse, what will happen? And courts are the final interpreter. So when the case come up, now the Delhi High Court, because finally, is the father. Okay, has to be. So you can't misuse. So it's the first warning came up in a way. So in the course of time it will become a precedent, is really a warning to all the persons who are misusing using this. And at any time it may be complained, need not be in the beginning, right? If somebody complained, they're in the matter. Okay. Then here the DRDO again makes history. They said, what is DRDO? Defense Research and Development Organization. So every time we talked about India first, but it's the world's first air defense system we came up with. Now, what is S-400 by the way? Iron Dome of Israel, right? They're all defense systems, right? And when it comes to the India, though we are getting in a way, at one stroke, you can target the foe. Single point. So see how this 4 points is going, and they will make all these things. Okay, one bullet, 4 persons died. Okay, that is what it means. Okay, so 4 targets. Okay, so so recently it was experimented in this Astra Shakti 2023. So demonstrated its power now, engaging 4 aerial unmanned targets simultaneously, range of 25 kilometers. Now this air, we are using this Akash. Akash is nothing but surface to air, SAM, right? Missile system. So recently Air Force exercise Astra Shakti, it was used. Where this Astra Shakti were conducted, those who are preparing for APPSC, very essential. Huh? Eh? Not Vizag, Surya Lanka. Where is that? Of course, it's in Andhra Pradesh. Where? Huh? So find out. Not Sri Lanka, Surya Lanka. So this all Akash just like this, okay? There's a system anyway. Then one more thing, Ayodhya. So the moment we recollect Ayodhya shortly, Ram temple is going to be inaugurated January, right? And at the same time, we should recollect the judgment of Supreme Court, settle an issue by invoking Article 142. So to address the Muslim community, they asked the government to allot 5 acres of land. So almost all nearly 25 kilometers away from Ayodhya temple, the UP government has allotted land, and they came up with the mosque as well as the hospital. So this mosque, Ayodhya mosque, the comments now come up is better than Taj Mahal, right? Recently, the first prayers was done by Imam of Mecca. He came and inaugurated. So Mecca, okay, so is the biggest in India, of course, with hospital, education institutions, everything as well. Then one more issue. Now that Republic Day is shortly, finally the guest finalized. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, is going to take the honor this as the chief guest of our Republic Day. And Donald Trump back again. Now we were disqualified from the 24 presidential campaign by the, of course, right now done by the state Supreme Court. It is he is allowed to have an appeal. So let us see what finally the Supreme Court of US may say it. On what grounds he was disqualified? So generally, if somebody raising their voice or fighting against the government, you are in government, still encouraging the people to fight against the government, isn't it? So that become a bigger issue. So let us see what is going to be happen now. So can you answer this? I thought of using the code looking at what is this? Hmm? So meditation center, and now India's largest meditation center. Okay, New India. The clue is given where in India? Varanasi. How many people it can accommodate? So Preeti also talked about, right. So Sri Lanka, good. Aparna answered. Because hmm? How many they can accommodate? Hmm? Okay, right. So that's all for today, and we'll meet the next thing is concerned. Right. Hmm? Find out. Find out. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.